viewers on YouTube, Facebook, or any other social media platform. And without any further delay, we'll be jumping into the first year of today's segment, the year 2004. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted a house visit and satsang in Oklahoma, USA. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has toured the whole India and also around the world, around the globe, many times since a very young age. And since then, he also has been establishing various adhinams and centers in various cities worldwide for all the seekers who want to be part of the Kailasa nation and his mission. So here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blissfully engaging with devotees in Oklahoma, USA. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, like mentioned, has traveled across the globe many times and has reached out to non-residential Indians, to seekers, to Hindus from all over the world, not only to give them an experience of the divine, a solid experience of the divine, but also to inspire them to be part of the Sri Kailasa nation, the Kailasa nation, in order to bring back authentic Hinduism the to the globe, to the humanity, as well as protecting it from the persecution that it has been undergoing for the last thousands of years. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that one of the biggest blind spots that Hindus cherish is the lack of enriching, the lack of reaching out. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing just that, just what is needed, which is enriching in all possible ways. So, like that, here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism enriching the devotees, disciples in Oklahoma, USA, inspiring them to move towards building a temple and creating this satsanga, this sangha created around the seeking for the truth and the experience of surrender and devotion for the Guru, for Paramashiva.
We are now entering into the 24th of February 2006. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted a convention on Shiva Sutras in California, United States. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained how and why people retain their lower identities. He explained to the delegates that in the neutral zone, our identity is lost, but we do not want to be aware of losing our identity. So we are caught, completely caught with our identity. We do not want to remain even for a moment, even for a kshana. We do not want to exist without our identity. Constantly we are protecting our identity, but the big problem is our identity is completely social. It is not existential, it is comparative reality, it is not existential reality. So here the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is expanding on how we should carry our identity and about our identity in the Shiva Sutras. Let's see a small excerpt from the satsang which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave.
स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारं नित्यानन्दगुरुं भजे स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारं नित्यानन्दगुरुं भजे.
I'll repeat the sutra once more. As breath turns from down to up, and again as breath curves from up to down, through both these turns, realize whenever the incoming breath takes a turn, as outgoing breath, it is. And whenever the outgoing breath takes turn, becomes the incoming breath, again you experience the neutral space. Your breath moves in only a circular way. It is not parallel line as you think. because it goes in a straight way, you think it's a parallel line. It's not parallel. It takes a turn. Parallel lines never meet. Your breathing and mind both are very closely associated. As I was telling you yesterday, the prana and mana, prana sarira and mana sarira are very closely connected to each other. If the prana becomes slow, the number of thoughts per second also reduces. Along with the length, breadth, depth of the prana, thoughts per second also reduces. Please understand. The length, breadth, depth of the prana or the breathing is directly related to the number of thoughts which you are having. If for example here, if the prana is slowly coming down, slowly going into the inner space to take turn. This is the space in which it takes turn. It's an ingoing, incoming, outgoing. This is the prana. Along with that, mind also slowly slows down. Very slowly slows down. But the difficulty, you are afraid of losing your mind. You are afraid of losing your mind. That is why you never keep your awareness in this zone. This is like a neutral zone. If you know driving, you can understand. Whenever you shift gear from first gear to second gear or second gear to third gear or any change, you have to come to neutral zone. Only after coming to the neutral zone, you can change the gear. Even if it is from first to second or second to third or third to first, whatever it is, you have to come to the neutral zone. Same way, the incoming breath taking turn as outgoing breath. This zone is a neutral zone. This is neutral zone. You are afraid of this neutral zone because in this neutral zone you are empty. You don't have any identity. The biggest fear human beings have is fear of losing identity. Fear of losing the identity. I tell you, even fear of losing death is not great fear, like fear of losing identity. Fear of losing death itself is nothing but you don't know how you will be after death. If you are very clear, you will be in some way, you don't have the fear. Here, you are not very clear about how you will be after death, how you will be after you leave the body. It is the identity, the fear of losing identity that is much worse than fear of death. Here, when you pass through this neutral zone, when your breath stops, your mind also stops. You do not want this space. That is why you just jump this space. You never keep your awareness. You are never aware of this space because you do not want to lose your identity. If your mind stops, you will not have identity for a few moments. You will lose your identity and you always think you are only identity. You exist just only on identity. When you feel your identity is lost, you feel you are no more. That's the reason whenever you come to this zone, you just take a jump. You are never aware of this zone. Every moment this zone is happening in you again and again. Whenever your incoming breath takes outgoing as outgoing or outgoing takes as incoming, this is also neutral zone. But you are afraid of these two neutral zones. You just take a jump. You do not want to be aware of this space. Every moment when the incoming breath takes as outgoing, outgoing takes as incoming, you are afraid of this neutral zone because in neutral zone you don't exist. In neutral zone, your identity is lost. You do not want to be aware of losing your identity. You do not want to lose your identity. You are so obsessed with your identity. You are so caught. You are completely caught with your identity. You do not want to even remain for a moment, even for a chana. You do not want to be without your identity. Constantly you are protecting your identity. But the big problem is your identity is completely social. It is not existential. It is just comparative reality. It is not existential reality. Whatever you think as your identity, your money, relationship, your age, your sex, whatever you call as your identity, it is just societal, unsuicidal. Societal, unsuicidal. It is not the existential reality. It is just comparative reality. But the big thing is, you are afraid of existential reality and trying to protect your comparative reality, but you think you are protecting something which is. It's a real fun actually. You are trying to protect which is not against which is. Which is your reality, that neutral space, that gap. Which is not is your comparative reality, your identity. You are trying to protect your identity against your reality. That is where you miss the whole game. That is why our life is a big failure. You are trying to protect which is not, you are trying to fight for which is not against which is. The light has got an existence. It has got positive existence. But darkness doesn't have positive existence. It exists only in a negative way. It doesn't have positive existence. You are trying to protect which doesn't have positive existence against which has got positive existence. In this space, in this zone, the neutral zone, the inner space or consciousness is the reality. It is a truth. It exists in you every moment. Every moment when your incoming breath takes turn as outgoing breath or outgoing breath takes turn as incoming breath, you are in that neutral space. You are in that consciousness. But you neither wanted to experience nor feel comfortable with that zone. You are so caught up in your identity, especially with the Western culture. Surrender means death. Just by hearing the word surrender, people get frightened. But you don't know, you are trying to protect something which doesn't have basic existence. You see, all your identity is what your mind. This is what is your identity, the mind. This is breath. It's a breath and it's mind. Mind is nothing but your identity. Again here, outgoing breath, mind. This is the zone, neither breath is happening nor the mind is working. This is the zone where both stop. When your breathing stops, when your mind stops, you experience the zone of consciousness. This is what I call neutral zone. The difficulty is, if your mind doesn't feel comfortable, if your identity doesn't feel comfortable, then naturally you just jump this zone. You do not want this zone in your life.
So yes, after having heard by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism of the importance of breathing and the space that exists between each breath, between each inhale and exhale, we're now entering into the next year, the year 2011, on the 24th of February. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, expanded on the 17th verse, 13th chapter, 122nd sutra of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained how every sound can lead us to enlightenment because every moment the possibility to enlightenment is open. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that the science which he brings to the world will be alive just because of the powers it will give to people. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism emphasized that any technique should not only give immediate result and long-term enlightenment, but also at least few powers immediately. So here the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expanding on an important scripture, the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, in scripture of Hinduism revealed by the Rishi Patanjali, who was an incarnation of Adishesha and who received the ultimate knowledge from Paramashiva himself in the form of Nataraja. So inviting each and everyone to go on that day on Nityandavidya and listen to the address by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the revelations of the 122nd, the 23rd Sutra. Let us now watch a short excerpt of this address by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Here is a question. What is Kundalini Shakti? I described the energy which makes you experience the presence without anybody present, which is in you, is Kundalini Shakti. I can give you thousands of definitions. Inner potential energy. I can roughly equate what you call as junk DNA or mitochondria cell energy. All these things can be roughly equated. When the Kundalini awakens, the junk DNA is awakened and the mitochondria cell energy is awakened. Because of the effect, this can be equated, but mitochondria and junk DNA is not alone is Kundalini. Kundalini is something more than mitochondria and junk DNA. But when the Kundalini is awakened, mitochondria and junk DNA is also awakened. What scientists call as junk DNA, but I wanted to call as divine DNA. Because that is the major part of you. Major part of you. So, Kundalini is a inner potential bioenergy. When it is awakened, makes you feel the presence, pure presence without anybody present.
We are now entering into the 24th of February 2012. In the presidential address, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism intercepted the Akashic records of the Bhagavad Gita. From this grand cosmic download and the rehappening of the Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on how life is for growth. Whoever uses every opportunity for growth is a Deva. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that for every problem, spiritual solution is the answer. And the one who uses spiritual solutions not only raises himself, but others around him. Lastly, he shared that the pattern that comes up whenever we are hit by life, it's what decides whether we are a Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, or Shudra. So here the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is expanding on the truths from the Bhagavad Gita and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as here mentioned that every solution for every problem is only spiritual solution. And whenever we are hit by life, by any incident, how we respond is our varna.
Entering now into the year 2013, on this day's presidential address, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that whenever we bring intensity to our integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching, and we let that to become our biomemory, only then the need for the external support disappears. The need for food, for love, for energy from outside will disappear. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism further shared the way in which teamwork enhances our integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching of others. He pointed out that Sangha uses Dhamma, the four tattvas, to clean our hearts and make us Buddha, enlightened beings. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that as such, people are the essence of life, and the involvement with people is living with God. So here the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expanding on a very important truth, which is bringing intensity in the four tattvas, in the four principles of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. And that when we live with others with these four principles and bringing intensity to these four principles, we get involved with life, we get involved with people, and getting involved with people is living like God. Sorry, living with God. So inviting each and everyone to go listen to this address by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can go on Nithyananda on the 23rd February 2013 and listen to what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expanded upon on that very day. So let us have a small excerpt of that address by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Mateju has a question. Is the forming of Amrita when the senses and awareness coming together only during the process of eating or during any action like puja, for example? No. Only eating and sex. These two, the possibility for the Amrita happens only in these two actions. All your five senses come to peak. It is unfortunate during both the actions, if you are anxious, awareness is lost. If you are inauthentic, awareness is lost, and you create only poison in your body. If you are bringing awareness during eating, it is Zen. That is why just tea makes many people enlighten in Zen. If you bring it during sex, it is Tantra. Let us bring our awareness to Zen on this subject. Eating can be a powerful method for enlightenment. If you are eating once in a while, if you bring integrity, please listen. Any tiredness, any hunger, any lack of energy, any powerlessness is lack of integrity. So if you feel tired and hungry and eat, it is action out of incompletion. even if you are not Nirahari, practicing Nirahara Samyama, bring integrity to your hunger, drastically it will reduce. You will feel highly energetic.
We are now entering into the 24th of February 2014. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on how the inner awakening introduces us to ourselves, bringing clarity to our inner space so we can be in alignment with the reality we want to create. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that continuously our inner space decides the flow of our whole life. For that reason, in the inner awakening, the delegates get empowered to perceive what is supposed to be perceived and not and to not perceive what they do not need to perceive but go on pursuing. So here the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is expanding on the inner awakening and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the inner awakening completely reprograms your inner space to be able to create the reality that you want to create.
Entering now into the year 2015, on that day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continued on the Living Advaita series and addresses and initiations, series of addresses and initiations from the Upanishads. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that the verse 4 is a technique for us to align ourselves to the right context. The Vedic tradition puts the context first because it is through that we are able to recognize consciousness or the divine inside of us. When something beyond our comprehension is described, we need to be given a description to meditate upon so that we can have a scale to measure our experiences. So here we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expanding on the verse 4 of the Upanishads and sharing the importance of having the right context, grasping the right context, and how the context is actually directly responsible to the experience of God within ourselves. So inviting everyone to go listen to this address again on Nithyandapedia, 24th February 2013. You'll be able to, 2015, sorry, and you'll be able to listen to this satsang from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the Ishavasya Upanishad. So let us see the various other activities which took place on that day, 24th of February 2015.
Whenever you make a conscious decision to say yes to life, all the other energies associated to life gets awakened in you. Understand? A simple dana means charity. You give some money for somebody's medical expense, or you give some food for somebody. Listen. Simple annadana awakens because annadana is saying yes to somebody's life. Whenever you share food, do annadana, you say yes to somebody's life, and the life energy in your stomach is awakened. So any disease related to your stomach is healed.
Rajarajeshwari Brahmotsavam, the celestial celebrations of the cosmic feminine energy in the form of Rajarajeshwari. Just after 10 a.m. today, Swamiji himself hoisted the Rajarajeshwari Dhwaja, the flag. Brahmotsavam celestial celebrations will last for 10 days, culminating on March 4th of 2015 this year. This is a time to celebrate the Mother, the cosmic feminine consciousness. Rajeshwari is the embodiment of Shodashi, the cosmic feminine consciousness, holding the Pasha and Ankusha on her upper hands, and the flowers on her right hand and the sugar cane on the left hand, and she is fanned by Lakshmi and Saraswati. It means whoever worships Rajeshwari, they by default receive all the intelligence that is available in the cosmos and receive the best of wealth and prosperity from the cosmos, because Lakshmi and Saraswati both serve Rajeshwari, the cosmic mother.
Today in Satsang, Swamiji told that dana is the best way you can decide for life. Okay, but then if a person, for him what he feels as his purpose of life is having everything and enjoying, then if he decides to um, give dana, isn't that deciding against life for his purpose, like what he thinks as his purpose?
When you do dana, that only adds to your purpose, because as Swamiji told today, whenever you do dana, whenever you share, that is only that 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 is showered on you. Example, if you think that wealth is the ultimate purpose of your life and you do dana of wealth, you continuously give wealth to people, then that will be showered on you. So even if you do dana, that is also adding to your purpose of your life.
And beautifully in Bhagavad Gita, Swamiji quotes that life has no purpose. Then, if in that case, then how can we have a purpose of life? Because life itself has no purpose.
Yes, what Swami told is correct. Life itself is having purpose. It is you are the one who are creating a purpose for it and putting and thinking that as your life. So natural life has no purpose. Only you are having purpose of it for life.
Swamiji told context is beyond God. Then what do you want? Why should you align to something? Why should you align all the context to something?
To give an example, um, take us studying itself. Okay, so we are going to study. Ultimately, for me, my life is that we have to go become like Swamiji and experience the space of living Advaita and share it with the whole world. So that is my life. At this point, everyday action I do is studying. So in studying itself, using the right context, saying yes to life is the right context. So what is saying yes to life in study? For me is that whenever I study, doing it from the context that whatever I'm doing now is going to reflect when different people see, because the whole society is now based on who scores highest. So when I prove my marks are something very big, then there will be so many other people who will think, oh yes, Gurukul is something, yes, everyone is able to get such high marks, and I will be able to enrich so many more people to join Gurukul. So I feel in this point, saying yes to life is aligning my context to the purpose of my life. So if we understand the right context of doing everything and then do things from the right context, will it lead us to the space where ignorance is wanting to be there?
Yes, what I feel is yes. And and see, if I'll give you example. Okay, so when I decide for life in each and every context, even when if any situation is presenting in front of me. For example, if somebody is scolding me, okay, even that moment I think Mahadeva has given me the situation, so I should learn from that. So I just feel Mahadeva is scolding me for me to stand, transform me. So each and every problem happens for deciding for life. So when you decide for life, there'll be zero ignorance itself.
When we have the right context, it will lead us to completion, because from there we get into a space where what we do is always right and it will always expand us. So when we go in that space, it will obviously lead us to the space of completion.
Entering now into the next year, the year 2016, 6 years ago. The day's presidential address by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted the 21st and final day of the Inner Awakening Convention, which was filled with countless Sakshi Pramanas, personal sharings of Adi Kailasa delegates, diplomats, disciples, and participants explaining their conscious breakthrough and powerful experiences from the Supreme Pontiff. Program. So like that, spending 21 days in the presence of Swamiji and the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in order to allow a huge cognitive shift to happen in us, to soak into the space of superconsciousness, to reinvent ourselves and remember that we are Paramashiva. So something that is also will be made available in only few days through the Paramashivoham Level 3. So inviting each and everyone to register and share your intention to be part of that 21-day happening in the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, soaking in that superconscious space so that we can not only reinvent ourselves and break free from the various patterns and problems we face in our life, but ultimately remember that we are that consciousness.
Yes, we are now entering into the 24th of February 2017. On this day, the Grand Mahasadashivaratri celebrations took place in Adi Kailasa during the 21-day Sadashivam convention. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that in Kailasa and the whole Hinduism, every other day there's some celebration because Hindus and Kailasa celebrate Shaktipada. Shaktipada means when consciousness intervenes the logical thought currents of this is the way my past was, and because of that, this is the way my future is going to be. Consciousness interfering in form of God or Guru and breaking these thought currents, transferring us from a logical lifestyle to a magical lifestyle, that is Shaktipada. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that when our future possibilities are no more just a logical continuum of our past actions due to a conscious intervention, then we have experienced the Shaktipada and we can experience manifesting powers. So here the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving the satsang of the Grand Mahasadashivaratri, and here in the below picture we can see thousands of disciples who have gathered in Adi Kailasa to celebrate the Mahasadashivaratri. And as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism beautifully explained, that whenever in Hinduism we have continuously the celebrations, the various celebrations where we directly engage with the Archavataras as form of deities all around the year. There are continuous celebrations, and when we engage with the Archavatara makes sure that we are not stuck in our logical patterns. And whenever we touch the deity or even we see the deity in the everyday celebrations, our consciousness is elevated and we experience manifesting powers. Let us now see the happenings of the 24th of February 2017.
Participants who came to receive the sacred initiation of Visheshadiksha by Swamiji were introduced into the mantras that are being chanted during the Shiva Puja. A long class was held where the repetition of these mantras was practiced to help the participants to learn and remember these mantras as well as the proper pronunciation. Mantras are very powerful. Vibration of the mantra straight away penetrates your being and starts working on you, even if you don't understand their meaning. In the East, language has always been used not only to communicate information, but to transmit certain vibrations. Each mantra carries a unique vibrational power. To deepen the experience of Sadashivoham in this disciple, Sadashiva blesses the disciple with the next level Diksha called Vishesha Diksha. Through this Diksha, the disciple is given access and right to connect with Sadashiva through Shiva Puja. In the Vishesha Diksha, the disciple is given a Shivalinga for his personal puja by the Guru. Inner awakening is about to start. The Welcome Center is ready and welcome the participants who are arriving from all over the world. The Nithyanandeshwara Hindu Temple of Houston, Mahakumbhabhishekam, started off with a rare auspicious happening on the February 21st, 2017. A rare incident happened. A flower was found inside the first coconut offered during the Ganesha Puja at the beginning of the program. The cosmic meaning of a flower in a puja offered coconut is a divine signal that the program will happen with everlasting auspicious expansion and prosperity. The significance of this amazing incident testifies that the Mula Sthana Mahakumbhabhishekam, happening with the presence and grace and blessings of our beloved Swamiji, is a cosmic doing by His Holiness. As a gift of the people,
Yes, entering now into the year 2018, 4 years ago, in this day's presidential address by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the alive Nityananda Satsang was broadcasted to all Kailasa's embassies, delegates, and diplomats across the globe. This day was also the day 4 of the Raja Rajeshwari Brahmotsavam. Kailasa cabinet members offered Mandakapadis and Nityananda Pitam in Adi Kailasa, and one delegate of Kailasa, a doctor, shared his shocking experience about how the Shaktis changed the very DNA. So let us have a listen to those happenings in this short video.
Each Upanishad gives a thought current, not answers. No. If you read Isavasya Upanishad, you are not going to have the answer for who am I. No. If you read Kena Upanishad, you are not going to have the answer for what is the source of all this. No. If you read Kathopanishad, you are not going to have the answer for what happens after death. No. But if you contemplate, if you do manana, if you entertain, engage with the thought current, this Upanishad opens up in you, suggests in you, you will have answers. You will have experience. You will have experiential solutions.
Day 4 of the Rajarajeshwari Brahmotsavam saw the Cosmic Mother visit us on the Gajavahana. The scriptures describe her as being worshipped by all the 33 crore devas and Lord Ganesha and Subramanya, and seated upon Lord Sadashiva, the very cosmic consciousness himself. She is fanned by Goddess of Wealth, Lakshmi, and the Goddess of Learning, Saraswati. Devi Rajarajeshwari went on procession in the Bidadi Adinam on the Gajavahana yesterday. Adinavasis from all departments poured out to receive her blessings, offer mandakapadis, and bask in her overflowing love.
last the 5 hours or 6 hours that mom wanted to express as in like 20 minutes and half an hour, there's one thing changing the color of the hair. The person who was across me was this girl who's just 24 and she's completely blonde to brown. She doesn't have a single black hair, but I wanted to turn it black. I didn't want even to say like dark brown because I didn't want to take a chance. I just really wanted to see, to remove all the self-doubt possible. And it actually, like only 30 seconds or so, it just turns black. Just a single strand. And she was shocked. I mean, it's like, it was like magical. But the most important thing is actually, I actually came here for a research project, like Ma knows. And Professor Krishna Rao has already done a lot of research and published scientific papers from here. Said like Swamiji says that actually the primary sequence of the DNA itself changes. Even when he was saying that, even though I was very confident about Swamiji, that one particular thing I just couldn't accept. I was thinking, primary sequence cannot change. I think Swamiji doesn't really understand genetics. So it's epigenetic. So it's epigenetic changes that Swamiji is confusing it. So this is the kind of thing I had. Like yesterday, after actually experiencing this myself, I mean, even I was already moving towards this cognition. It's probably actually primary sequence is changing because there's so many things you see, you do it yourself. And then yesterday, like, oh my God, yeah, I heard after it's like, Professor Ram, whatever Swamiji says, you just believe and try to actually show that it actually is the case.
We are now entering into the 24th of February 2019. On this day, 3 years before, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism began with the day's presidential address. It was conducted via an alive Nithyananda Satsang, broadcasted to all Kailasa embassies, delegates, diplomats, and disciples across the globe. On this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also blessed all the Kailasa members and supporters with the daily darshan of Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam in Adi Kailasa. So let's now see the daily darshan of the deities in the Golden Temple.
Entering now into the year 2020, on the 24th of February. On this day's presidential address, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed multiple sacred truths, including the meaning of Jivan Mukti. If it manifests in your body with absolute freedom, no suffocation, suffering, pain, conflict, powerlessness, nothing, absolute powerfulness, as it is, if it is radiating in your body, that is called Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. Any suffering, conflict, suffocation you feel is bondage. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism went on to give details about the various intra-organs, their locations in the body, and their importance and roles in our life. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that every time he does the Anandas Purana program, it is almost like burning of the sufferings of 10,000 people. Even if there's only 100 people attending the program, but each one of them is at least connected with 100 people in their life. So when one person's suffering is burnt, They bring joy to the 100 people with whom they directly are involved in their life. So let us now listen to the address of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on these powerful cognitions.
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the visitors, viewers, SJP Yajamans, Kartas, Shrimahans, Mahans, Tanidar Kotari, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Nithyananda E-Gurukul students, Nithyananda Hindu University students, everyone watching live on Nithyananda TV, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Kailasa TV, Hinduism Now, Enlighten app, Twitter and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today is the 8th day of the Paramashivaratri Brahmotsavam. Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva and Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti are gracing in Sarva Alankara, Amlana Mala, gracing in Swarna Rishabhavahana, in Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Peetam. We now offer our worship at their feet. Let's start.
अथ धूपः ॐ धूरसिधोर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वतितं धूर्वजं वजं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि सस्तितमं पप्लितमं दुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवहूतममरुतमसि हविर्दानं त्रिगुम्भस्वमाह्वा मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षेमाभिर्मा संविग्धा मात्वा हिगुंसिषुम् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। ओम उद्दीप स्वजात वेदोपग्निर्निरृतं मम पशुगश्चमह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानो हिगुंसी जात वेदो गामश्वं पुरुषं जगते अभिभ्रदग्नागहि श्रियामा परिपादय। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। दीपं दर्शयामि। अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणी अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। ॐ न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भाति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्न शिव प्रचोदयात् कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि।
Paramashiva's message from Sri Kailasa today. Listen intensely. Pure consciousness residing in his formless state is Paramashiva. If it manifests in your body with absolute freedom, no suffocation, suffering, pain, conflict, powerlessness, nothing. Absolute powerfulness as it is. If it is radiating in your body, that is called Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. Any suffering, conflict, suffocation you feel is bondage. Knowing there is a bondage and you are not able to relieve yourself from that bondage, you go through that same rut again and again. That is called addiction. The good news is, a being who manifests as pure Paramashiva, an incarnation, can de-addict you just like that. Understand? Last 20 years, I am working on millions of individuals, relieving them from tons of sufferings. I have seen every time when ASP happens, when I do the ASP, it's almost like a burning. The sufferings of 10,000 people. See, maybe only 100 people will be sitting in the hall attending the ASP program. But each one of them are connected to 100 people in their life. So when one person's suffering is burned, I tell you, one person's suffering is burned, he literally brings joy in 100 people who are directly involved in his life. The 100% suffering gets sucked, and root of those 100% suffering will get burnt. If you are married, you will understand what I am saying completely. When your husband's suffering is burnt, how your suffering is burnt. When your wife's suffering is burnt, how your suffering is burnt, you know. 100 people. At least each one of us are involved with 100 people's life. Your family and your team, people who are involved with you in your business, everything. Listen. Burning people's suffering and relieving people from pains and sufferings and addictions, suffocations, by the grace of Paramashiva. Last 20 years, I can say with all my fulfillment, Paramashiva has blessed me to relieve people from tons of pains and sufferings. Every time when I sit for initiation, especially these longer programs like a 21-day program and all, not only your suffering is healed and you are relieved, you become a joy source when you go back and thousands get shocked. Not only you relieve their sufferings and you become source of joy for them. It's like a little Deepam of Arunachala is coming inside your heart along with you, and you lit the light wherever you go, in the face of people you meet. I tell you. Just mapping it, mapping the whole thing and verbalizing it. Listen. See, when the pure consciousness is radiating, the Sahasrara Chakra, the most powerful intra-organ of your system. Understand? Just like you have internal organs. People have kidney, intestine, heart, lungs. Some have brain. And how you have internal organs, you have something called intra-organs, which is made of pure consciousness, but which is responsible for the functioning of physical internal organs. There is an intra-organ here called Anahata Chakra, heart center, which is responsible for the functioning of your heart, lungs. There is an internal organ here in the throat called Vak, Vishuddhi Chakra, which is responsible for functioning of your thyroid, vocal cord, everything. There is an internal organ on the crown. It's called Sahasrara Chakra, which is responsible for the functioning of your brain and all the mechanisms controlled by brain. Understand? That intra-organ, Sahasrara Chakra, that only releases all the chemicals, hormones needed for your healthy, happy, long existence. I tell you. Anybody who can inspire awakened Sahasrara Chakra lives long, healthily. That is the whole essence of Kayakalpa Yoga. Everyone has thousands of questions, especially in the social media, left, right, center. Did he have liposuction surgery? Did he have any surgery that they cut the intestine and make it small? I don't know what the surgery name. Did he have that surgery? Did he have this surgery? Did he have that treatment? Did he have this treatment? How did he become so young? And people are analyzing. I can see that they're saying it is not just weight loss. His face has become young. And how did Swamiji become young? See, if you just have weight loss, the symptoms of the old age will not be taken away from you. Did he have bariatric surgery, making stomach smaller? How did this happen? Hey, whatever you argue, talk, anything you do, you will never find an answer, because answer is Kaya Kalpa Yoga. I just activated my Sahasrara intensely, and that Sahasrara released all the chemicals, hormones, everything needed for a healthy, young, active, blissful, brisk, long life. And I am telling you, the good news is it is possible for you. And I am going to make at least 10,000 Siddhas who will live more than 100 years. Crossing 100, at least 10,000 Siddhas. I already chose the first batch and working with them sincerely. I don't want to announce the names here. Batch of my sweet sons and sweet daughters. First batch I already started working, and it is very successful. Listen. Whenever the Sahasrara is triggered, activated, awakened, becomes alive, the first thing it does is it releases so much of ecstasy and fulfillment. All the suffocating, suffering, addictive patterns get cleared. Understand that in your brain grooves, there will be subtle calcification. The brain grooves being open, alive, active, available for you 24 hours as your living resource is called energy, activism, intelligence, involvement with life, powerfulness. All this is nothing but all the brain grooves of you available to you continuously to live as your resource. If some parts of the brain grooves are blocked or calcification happens, it's not actually physical process, it is very subtle Chit Jatagrandhi process. The conscious matter, physical and conscious put together, this blockage happens. For example, if you feel angry, violent. Whenever you remember that person, you see that person, so much of suffering and suffocation will be released in your brain. It is like you hate him but drink poison. And you expect him to die. Loser. Loosada, loosa, loosa, loosu, loosu, loser. Loser. Panni. You hate him. But with that hatred, you release poison in you. Loser. I tell you. Hatred itself, carrying hatred itself is enough punishment for you. Nothing else is required. All my disciples, please understand, all my disciples who declare your integrity to me, who trusts in me, who believes in me, please listen. From today, decide you will not hate anyone. And I tell you, if somebody has done something wrong to you, with the grace of Paramashiva, with the grace of Mahakala Bhairava, I give you the commitment, they will be punished. Directly Kala Bhairava will take care. You please do not have anger, irritation, suffering, suffocation inside you. I am telling you, carrying anger is the most cheapest, stupid, illogical act you can do. Understand? The fellow who is attacking you, he wants to destroy you. If you are angry with him, you release such abusive chemicals inside your brain. You are destroying yourself and fulfilling what he wants. Loser, loser, loser. Drop anger. Drop anger. Don't destroy yourself because somebody has done something wrong to you. All of you listen. All my disciples, my followers, if you trust, I am Paramashiva. If you trust, I am Mahakala Bhairava. From today, don't cherish any anger, powerlessness, suffering, suffocation, nothing. I am telling you, Kala Bhairava is alive, living being. He will take care. If somebody has done something wrong to you, he will take care. You listen to what I am saying. Anger, suffering, suffocation damages you so much. So many of the brain grooves in you gets calcified, like a destroyed. It's almost like 80% of your brain is not available for your life anymore. Can you imagine? It's like you have $1 billion in your bank account, but 800 million is not available to you anymore. It's blocked. You can't touch it anymore. What a stupid thing. No, don't destroy your life. Anybody who trusts me should not have anger, violence, feeling cheated. I am telling you, all if the whole world is attacking you, abusing you also, you will not lose $1. Those fellows can maximum cheat and steal from you 2 penny from your $1 billion. But if you become angry, $800 million in your $1 billion will be blacked away from you. Understand, I am trying to tell you in the language of money and economy so that you understand what I am saying is very important and you understand the seriousness of what I am saying. Listen. 80% of your resources will be blocked away from you when you are boiling with anger. So, internal healing, joyfulness, not having anger, not feeling violated, not feeling cheated will make whole $1 billion your wealth to be available directly as your current account to you. I want you to know I want you to understand very clearly there are many stupid things you think is right. If you have a right reason, you can have anger. No, fool. Whether right reason or wrong reason, poison is going to only destroy the people who are drinking it. Society will call it as a murder or suicide. See, if you drink on your own, it will be called suicide. If somebody pours it on your mouth or makes you drink, it will be called murder. But effect is same. End of the day, you are not going to be there. So I am telling you, neither you should have justified anger, nor you should teach justified anger is right to your kids. No. Even if you live as a bondu, that is perfectly all right. Bole Baba. Are I tell you. Even if I remember once all the injustice done to me, I'll be dead 10,000 times. What are you talking? What more injustice can be done to you than done to me? So drop all of it. You thinking that you have been wronged is only going to make your Sahasrara release more poison into your system, and that is only going to block your resources being available to you and make your life more suffering, painful, difficult, abusive. I tell you. I'm going to make some statements. Maybe at some point, the scientists who are working in the field of brain study, brain researches and all that, neurology, the impact of consciousness over the mind and impact of mind over the matter and impact of mind over the brain, all that, whoever is studying in that field, they will prove what I am saying. Let me reveal these few important truths. Your consciousness not able to function with the logic of reality and forced to function with a social binary mentally retarded logic is called as being civilized by society. That is the worst brainwashing. Your TV is the worst brainwashing machine. News channels, entertainment channels is the worst brainwashing machine. They wash your brain with somebody's shit. Maybe collective shit. They collect from various people and animal and mix it. Use that to wash your brain. All right, let me come back to the truth as it is. Let me reveal, listen. Your consciousness having your brain completely for its enjoyment, possession, cognition and manifestation of its existence absolutely freely, healthily, happily is called living enlightenment. Every pattern you develop which brings suffocation, suffering, powerlessness in you is going to be the punishment for you first, before you even think of punishing others. Tyaga is cleaning up all the brain grooves which are destroyed, poisoned, calcified, addicted. I tell you, I have seen multiple living brains, I should say maybe few millions. When I put my hand on people's head to give the initiation, I can just see the whole brain as it is. I wanted to reveal some of these basic things. Sleep is not just one state as you all feel. Just sleep alone, I should say at least 25 variety of sleep. A person who is addicted to alcohol never ever sleeps in his life completely as a real, fulfilling, rejuvenating sleep. Listen. A person who is addicted to alcohol never ever gets into rejuvenating, complete deep sleep in his whole life. The sleep study labs will one day prove what I am saying is true. And a person who is addicted to white sugar, means the regular sugar, which is available in the society as a part of the food. I don't know the exact chemical name for it. You find out. That sugar, regular sugar, what you get from the shop and put it in your tea, coffee and drink that white sugar. Addiction to that sugar. Anybody who is addicted to that sucrose, sugar, can never have a complete visualization of your life's future plans. By the time you have one or two thoughts, how your office should be, how your working place should be, you will be tired and dead. Means that thought current will be broken. You will have something thinking and little tired and something you will think, and then you will force yourself to come back and start, my office, my chair should be here, my secretary should be here, my team should be like this. No, again, by third thought current, you will be off. I tell you, not having white sugar as part of your diet conquering the addiction to white sugar within 1 month will make you have your visualizations complete, and you will have so much of patience inside you to follow your visualization. You will not have mental tiredness. You will become rich in your wealth. You will become rich in your relationships. Understand? Able to dream, able to visualize, able to have vision is one of the beautiful, sweet resource given to you by Paramashiva. Sugar addiction, white sugar addiction, sucrose addiction takes away that capacity from you and your brain. People with diabetes cannot think consistently, decently, clearly, logically. People with diabetes should be, actually you should be afraid of them, because when they will go cranky, neither you know nor I know. Nobody knows, even they don't know. All my disciples, please have other sweeteners, but never go for white sugar available in the market society as a regular sugar. Please, please do not touch it. Do not be addicted to it. Any food added with regular white sugar, do not use it, because your visualization ability, see, your visualization ability is the source of your ability to love people, your ability to love places, your ability to love and work consistently. All of that will be seriously damaged with your sugar addiction. You may think, many people who have high diabetes, they are very loving, caring. Their behavior may be very loving and caring. They cannot consciously visualize love and manifest it. Understand, behaviorally loving and caring is different. Consciously able to love, visualize love and share it is different. Even if I show ferocious face, it is because of the deep love I have for that being, my ability to visualize best for that being. I visualize best for that being. That is why I am even ferocious. Behaviorally showing love is the most cunning way. It is the most cunning, manipulative way to relate with people. Inside you don't have good plan or visualization for the being, but behaviorally you show, ooh, chill, chick. That is the most manipulative, cunning, exploitative behavior and lifestyle. In my case, I have a best visualization for every being who is involved with my life, with whose life I am involved. If I tell loving, caring way, hugging, if they listen, I will tell them that way. If I have to tell, hey, ferociously, only then they will listen, I will tell that way. But I have an absolute, deep, beautiful, sweet visualization, plan, agenda for everyone who is involved in my life, with whose life I am involved. My behavior may be based on the society's opinion, The binary logic of the society, you may call it sometime loving and caring, sometime ferocious, but I am absolutely loving because I have a uncompromised, honest, integrated, great vision, visualization for you and your future. A sugar addicted person may have behaviorally demonstrating socially acceptable love care, will not have any good visualization, right plans for you or your future or anyone involved in his life or their future. Because the ability to visualize is destroyed, is actually handicapped. I should say, like how you say visually handicapped, visualizing handicapped, visualizingly handicapped. I tell you, Paramashiva, whether he shows the face of Dakshinamurti or Kalabhairava, is extremely loving. He has a great vision for you. He has great visualization for you. Worst addiction is sugar addiction. Worst poison gets released in your brain is when you are angry with someone. Actually, soon I will do some tests on my brain and show you. Even when I am screaming, you will see such joy chemicals released in my system. Because I am carrying the visualization that you should be sweet, happy, blissful, enlightened. You should have that kind of life. From that visualization, I am screaming, Lusu, Indri, Panni, Urunga Yoga Panni. One life I nasamakra. Yen Pitin Vina Pora. Right on a diet layer. Don't eat sugar. Don't eat chocolate. And do yoga. When I am screaming, top of my voice also, if we check my brain, there must be some equipment to check. You will see it will be releasing such a sweet, beautiful, happy chemicals, hormones in my system. Because the visualization I carry about you is such loving, complete. That triggers my behavior. So there is no poison released in my system. That is why நாளொரு மேனியும் பொழுதொரு வண்ணமும் தினம் சில்லு சில்லுன்னு ஆயிட்டே போறோம் பாருடா. Let me translate. Every day more shining, more joyful, more bliss and becoming more younger and younger. I tell you, carry sweet relationship, visualization for everyone involved in your life. You will become younger. Do not carry anger, vengeance, violence, exploiting, revengeful tendency. With that anger, vengeance, revengeful plans, even if you smile, it will be like a Shaguni's behavior. Culinari's behavior. You will be destroying yourself. You will have heart problem, all problem. Because of your culinary behavior. Everything எல்லாம் புடிச்சு போயிரும் உள்ள. எதுவுமே வேலை செய்யாது. Understand? Inside you, Learn this too as the essence of today's satsang. Inside you, have a sweet, powerful, good, positive visualization for everyone, future plan for everyone associated with your life, with whose life you are associated. Even the worst enemies who have done so much droha, abusal to me, all I will have for them is, okay, let them live their life the way they want without attacking me or the Sangha or what I am doing. Let them live their life. I don't have any problem with them. Let them live what they want and let them not disturb me. I will not disturb them. That's all is the maximum visualization I will have. Even the worst end. If somebody is positively associated with me, even they bowed down to me once with love or integrity, I will have all my best thing. Let this fellow get enlightened, let him have wealth, let him have a happy life, let him have everything he wants, blissfully live, let him grow more and more consciously, let him realize he is Paramashiva. I will have all these visualizations for him and more. Fundamentally, the ability to visualize for yourself and for others positive, happy, right things is called love. Real love is this only, not dependent on your behavior. If you have that real love, even if you are slapping the person whom you really love, there will not be any anger chemical on your system. Neither you will do bad to that person, nor you will do bad to yourself. It is fundamentally the visualization you carry and integrity to that visualization. That's all. I've always seen even the people so-called love, they release so much of poison inside them because their visualization is not planning to give or make good happen in your life. Behaviorally, they will be so sweet. Oh, wango, nannarkala, oh, jil, jal, jak, chik. Behaviorally, they will try to be so sweet. But inside their vision, their visualization, their plan for you is culinary. Naturally, they will release all kinds of poisonous chemicals inside them and destroy all their organ. All their organ will be already put a case. Nothing will be functioning. They are like scorpions. The scorpion, even if it falls on the water, you try to save the scorpion and take it and leave it outside the water in a dry place so that the scorpion will be healthy, alive. It should not die. Even with that right visualization, you save that scorpion. It will try to sting you. It will try to infuse its poison in you, try to kill you. Because they have only that visualization. I tell you. Even people who are doing worst things to you, the maximum visualization you can have is odingi pongappa, odingi polampa. Means let them live their life and you live your life. You don't disturb me, I won't disturb you. Go. That's all. That's all. And I tell you, your ability to create positive visualization about you and about others is seriously destroyed with this sucrose addiction, with this white sugar. The impact of white sugar added food takes away your ability to visualize. Today, do two things. Do tyaga of all anger, violence, and any justification you have for anger and violence. See, in India, there will be railway track. The bolt they use to fit the track on the wooden plank, your justification is the bolt with which you lay the track of anger and bolt it in your brain permanently. That's the worst damage. Do not have anger, do not have justification that anger is right. Remove that bolt called justification. At least one day that anger will melt down, I tell you. Love beyond gender, sexual identity is such a sweet, most ecstatic experience. It awakens the capacity to have beautiful visualizations and plans for yourself and for others. So today, sacrifice all anger and justification for anger towards anyone. People come and ask me, Swamiji, should we not hate people who are attacking the Sangha and you? Even I don't hate them. Fool, why are you hating them and wasting your life? Bond. Maximum you can do is, let them live their life, you live your life. You can maximum tell them, you don't disturb us, we will not disturb you, go, go. That's all. ஒதுங்கி போங்கப்பா, ஓரமா போய் விளையாடுங்கப்பா. That's all. I tell you. Today, take these two as an essence of satsang. Drop all anger and justification for anger, violence, powerlessness. Hey, you guys who are coming to satsang every day are the most intimate people for me and in my life. I have best visualization, good wishes for all of you. You are my most intimate, loved beloveds. It is just to see all your faces, I wake up from bed. Really. It is just genderless, sex identity less, pure love. With the best visualization for you and my pure sweet love for you and my integrity to my love for you, I am telling you, if you are my intimate person, like all the money you make, you come and give it to me, all the time you are working for me, like this Maitrik Patel. He drives truck only for me. All the money he gives only to me. I have decided I will eat only with Maitrik Patel's money. All the food I eat all that good karma of giving food to me every day. Of course, I am not eating every day, but whenever I am eating, all that good karma goes to Maitrik Patel. If I sit with Maitrik Patel all alone in my room, if I have to tell him something good as my gratitude, I will tell this only, hey, do not have anger to anyone in the world and do not have any justification for anger. Drop it. Second, don't take any form of sugar, this white sugar in any form. These two only I will tell him. All of you are loved by me. Just listen to these two. I will give you only best in the life. I know life. I know life in 14 lokas. I will give you best in the life. Drop anger. This whole anger is stupid. 100 years in this planet Earth, what are you going to gain even if you have all the bullying, stupid, jinjak anger? Nothing. This whole planet Earth is a shit. And for this shit, you want to have anger and destroy your possibility of Kailasa? Anything you gain in this planet Earth is a shit. And add any other bad words if you have. For this shit, why will you get angry and lose Kailasa? Keep your brain out of anger. See, anger is the source of all powerlessness. That stops almost 80% of your resources being available to you. Among the psychological illness, anger. Among the physical poisons, white sugar. This both, drop it. I can make you easily enlightened. I can make you easily enlightened. You should not live. If you have diabetes, you should take it seriously and start Nirahara Samyama. You should get out of insulin, any diabetic medication immediately, as early as possible, by taking the natural healing processes like Nirahara Samyama. Diabetes is not physical illness, that is worst mental, psychological, conscious illness, and consciously you become handicapped. Your visualization, your ability to visualize good for you, good for others is destroyed. Do not allow diabetes, do not tolerate diabetes, do not think diabetes is okay. No. No. Your ability to consciously visualize for yourself and for others is seriously damaged. With white sugar addiction and diabetes. That is a funny thing. Both of them look very paradox, but they go and hit the same conscious grooves in your brain. I tell you, to the people to whom I feel grateful, to whom I feel, oh God, he has only so little, but all the things he is giving it to me. I have not done anything to him, but he is doing so much to me. With whom I feel that kind of a love. If I am alone with them, all alone, what sweet talk I will have with them, what I will try to share to them, that I am telling you now. Do not cherish anger with anyone. Do not have negative visualization for anyone. Live happily, and at the most you can tell, all right, let him live his life. Let him not disturb us, and we will not disturb him. And do not add white sugar in any form in your food, in your intake. I am a very traditional person. Unda vittukku rendagam pannapadadu. Who gave food, undi koduttor, uyir koduttore. This all I strongly believe. People who gave food equivalent to they have given life. And people who gave food, we should never do anything wrong to them and their house. I am a person who believes in all this. And I'll be very honest. To people who give me food, what I will tell them, I am telling that to all of you. Because all of you only give me food. Just listen to this too today. Put this as a essence of today's satsang and share it. Do not entertain, cherish anger, hatred, violence, powerlessness in any form. And do not entertain justifications for your anger, powerlessness, violence towards anyone, towards you or others. Make this as a Facebook status, essence of today's satsang. And do not allow white sugar in any form in your life. Take this as today's essence of satsang. Today I will do one thing. Actually, I am making this power of awakening the whole non-mechanical parts of your brain. My best plan, visualization, love for you, that you should become enlightened. I am actually putting that like a energy, power battery, that spiritual power battery into that Vilva Mandala. You see, that Vilva is like a 3 eyes of Paramashiva. In that I am putting this whole thing and making it as a mandala, Trinetra Mandala. And I am going to gift it. How to send this as a gift I am working out. When you get that Vilva, put it on your third eye. When you fall asleep in the night, just put little Jnananjana and stick it. It will stick because it's a too small Vilva. I'll show you. Just in the night time, put Jnananjana on your third eye and stick this whole night, let it be there. That will work intensely on your brain. Transmit my visualization for you into your brain and make it as your visualization for you, and it will become reality in your life. Whatever I want for you, I want only enlightenment, you manifesting Paramashivatva, all good for you. I will never wish bad for you. I'll only wish good for you. All that good will enter into you and become reality. And once that Trinetra has done its job of transmitting my energy into your system, it will drop off by itself. Then again next day put little Jnananjana and stick it. After it does its job, it will drop off by itself. No problem. Like how you put that pain healing stickers, when it does its job, that sticker falls up by itself. Like that, it's spiritual pain healing sticker. This Trinetra Mandala, I'll send it to you. I'm energizing, I'm done, I'm almost, it's done, the job is done. My blessings. So, today I have free gift, an ebook for all of you, Insight from an Avatar, Volume 1. This is the insights from the Avatar, provides life solutions to millions in all aspects of their lives, from health, wealth, relationships and spiritual growth. It has solutions for the problems of the inner world, outer world, and questions about life, death, and consciousness. It has solutions for social issues like peace, unity, love, coexistence, and ahimsa. You can download this, tinyurl.com/avatar insights. And I have a great, exciting announcement. From this year, we are going to celebrate Vijayotsavam, winning by destroying all the negative elements, negativity. The Surasamharam has happened. We won the game. The Kailasa is established. So the Vijayotsavam, from March 1st to March 10th, 10 days Brahmotsavam, Vijayotsavam. How the Asuras, Rakshasas, demons tried to attack Paramashiva and his mission, and how
just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are.